Welcome back to the 7th episode of Inside the Huddle, the show where we take you beyond the game and into the lives of Alcorn State's finest student athletes. I'm your host, Franklin Rogers, and each episode we'll get up close and personal, talking sports, struggles, and the stories that make our athletes who they are, both on and off the field. Thank you for joining me today. I'm gonna let you get into it, man.
My name's Hayden Conkler. I'm a senior. I'm from Orlando, Florida, and I play baseball here at Alcorn State.
Played baseball here at Alcorn State, and you're from Orlando, Florida. How'd you end up in Mississippi, man?
It's actually a long story, but I'll keep it short to the point. One of the things is I was playing summer ball out there in Florida, and a teammate actually, he graduated now, but a teammate of mine was playing baseball out there, and one of the coaches came out to see him play, and eventually saw me playing with him,
Right.
and then offered me a scholarship on the spot.
That's awesome. So you said you're a senior, so that means you've been here for all 4 years.
Yes.
Congratulations, bro. That's rare, especially, in the landscape of college sports. I think, how many dudes do you know on your how many teammates on your team who have been here all 4 years? Came straight out of high school, didn't transfer, didn't nowhere else.
There's a couple. There's probably only 3 or 4, and there's some of them that are not even playing baseball anymore.
Yeah.
That are still here, but obviously, transfer portal is such a big thing now.
Yeah.
That we're seeing guys go everywhere. But I kind of prided myself on being, if they're gonna offer me a scholarship and let me be there every year, I might as well stay.
Yeah.
And
Like
perform.
You perform, full scholarship. You're a starter.
Yeah.
You said what position?
Pitcher.
Okay, pitching. Tell me a little bit about the landscape of baseball, because I know with college baseball it's a little different than football. In baseball, you don't even have to go to college if you want to get drafted to MLB. With football, you have to play 3 years to be draft eligible, opposed to sport like baseball where there's some, at least I hear there's some JUCO teams or some like NAIA schools that could compete with Division I schools, and it's like at the football, bro, you don't really see that. So tell me a little bit about that. Like, how does that work?
So baseball is really weird. Baseball is one of those sports which you'll see a lot that some teams are just have a better day. Football, it's kind of
like March
different.
Madness.
Football's a little different. Football, you play football, so you understand that, like, the fact of football is kind of who's the better team on that day.
Yeah.
Well, baseball, we're playing 3-game series. So when we leave, we're leaving on a Thursday, showing up for a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're all playing 1 game each day.
Wow.
So it's you're playing over, I'll probably pitch around 6 to 7 innings.
So do you play every school in the SWAC 3 times, or just the schools? Because in football, like, there's the East, there's the West. Like, we have, it's us, Prairie View, Grambling Southern. Dang, who else? Texas Southern. Mm-hmm. That's the West. And then you got the East. Is that how that works in baseball? Do you get the chance to go to every school in the SWAC?
So, the first 2 years, it was split up the exact same way.
Wow.
The exact same way where it was East and West.
Okay.
But now it's all one big conference for us. Oh. So now it's more of like, instead of, the top, I think it's 4.
Okay.
Instead of the top 4 from each side, it's now top 8. Top 8 go to the SWAC.
Out of 12.
Yes.
Okay. And when it says the SWAC, how does that work with home field advantage? Do you all play in a neutral site or no?
Yeah, we play in Birmingham.
Oh.
Birmingham, Alabama. We'll be playing there. So.
That's awesome, bro. And you said your season starts when?
February 13th is our first game.
So right now you're in the off season.
Yeah.
Kind of a little bit. Do you have any scrimmages or
Yeah, we've been scrimmaging
games?
All fall.
Yeah. So how does the off season look like for you as a pitcher specifically, going into the season, going into your senior season?
Normally, like this off season, like it's a lot of bullpen, so it's a lot of practice. Coaches got us, throwing in lives, pretty much in a sense of he's not trying to overwork us. He'll go out there and be like, hey, you got 20 pitches to throw in this 1 inning. If you go over that, we're going to call it, and we're just going to go to the next guy.
Okay.
So, we're trying to manage the workload because obviously the arm is not meant to throw overhand.
Yeah.
Like softball is a little different. You can throw every day if you wanted to and pitch. But baseball.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, softball is because
Okay.
the arm angle is natural to come around to the bottom.
Wow.
But over here, it's not good for
the more you
label.
know, man. That's awesome. I didn't know that. I got a cousin that plays softball, and she's a pitcher, and like she pitches every day. And I'm like, as someone who I think I can relate to on that as a punter, as a kicker, I'm the same way with rep count. If I'm swinging my leg and I'm hitting 50 balls every day at practice, it's the same thing of probably you hitting 100 pitches a day every day at practice.
Yeah.
So I get that with the workload, the repetitive stress motion, because it's the same motion over and over again, and that's all you do. Opposed to if you played second base, outfield, you're not. It's, you know what I mean. It's not, so I get that. I get
Yeah,
that.
it's
How does that work with the bot? Like, do you feel like, you know what I mean? You're like,
So, I mean, I can talk for like a position player, but like a position player, obviously, like you can throw 40% sometimes.
right,
Because sometimes you're not throwing 100%, but as a pitcher, you're throwing 100% every pitch.
every pitch.
So it's never like a dull, like you don't get like a layoff and like a slowdown.
Yeah.
So it's kind of almost like, as a pitcher, if I can limit it to, 20 pitches, then I can actually like, my days of rest is different. So,
Okay.
when you're younger and like you're going through Little League and all that, there is a rule, I know in Florida there's a rule, that you can only throw a certain amount of pitches a day.
Yeah, I think it was like that where I'm from in like the high school, Kentucky high school playoffs. It's
Yeah, it's like, I
to
think
protect. It's really to protect you, isn't it?
yeah, anything like it's for ages, it's like 13, you can only throw 75 pitches and then you need 4 days of rest.
Is this for high school or for like AAU travel ball?
I think it's all
Okay.
all of it.
Okay.
So I mean, it's just I think it's like an arm rule for Florida. I know
Yeah.
that. I don't know about the other states,
Yeah.
but I know it's like if I throw 75 pitches at the age of 13, I can't throw for the next 4, almost a week. And like now, I mean, college is different. There's no rules on it. Like it's not like a rule because you're over 18.
Yeah.
But that's usually what we go off of. If you throw over 20 pitches, that's 1 day of rest. So it's almost like like 20 to 25 pitches is another day of rest.
Like I said, I think I can relate to you a little bit. I think the same thing with swimming, tennis, pitching, kicking. It's all like that's what you do is just your one movement is all you practice all day. I think it's a little different. Like you said, you're in 3-game series from what you leave Thursday, play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Opposed to me, we have 11 games, 12 games in an entire season. So it's once a week. Sundays and Mondays, I'm not really kicking much, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is pretty heavy for me. But anyway, we could sit here and talk about the schematics of our position, but I really wanted just to dive a little deeper into who you are, not only as a student athlete, but just as a person. Who is Hayden? Tell me about the first time that you touched a baseball.
So I started later than most people. Most people started in T-ball. I didn't really get into it until I got into coach pitch, which is around, I think, like 6 to 8 years old.
Okay.
So I got into that, and I fell in love with it since then. I mean, it was a little different. Like I was, hitting then. Like I don't hit now. But I mean, it was a little different back then. Back then, I was just, you play for the love of the game.
Right.
And I mean, changing it to now, it's like a business.
Yeah. Do you feel like every day you really truly wake up and you're like, I just do it because I love it, or do you feel like now that we're in college, as a college athlete, you kind of understand the business aspect of it? I'm sure like you still love the game, it's still there, but do you think your mindset has changed a little bit? Because at the end of the day, yes, it's for the team. You want to pitch strikeouts, you want to win, but it is a changing landscape. NCAA sports, all the sports are changing landscape. Do you think that maybe you're a little more conservative and hey, I got to watch out for myself and the team?
Yeah. My mindset's changed. Normally, it's just like when I was younger and in high school and all that. Like all it was I wanted to do the best I could.
Yeah.
I want to,
You're just going out there, man. You just going there, no stretch, no warm up. You just go out there and pitch.
I'm just going out there just trying to do everything.
Yeah,
and then
man.
like now I'm more of a what do I do to get set up the next guy? Because I can't pitch a whole game every time. But if I'm going to go out there and throw 4 innings, what can I do to set up the next guy for success?
How many pitchers does a normal baseball team?
So,
a collegiate or like a pro? How many pitchers do y'all have?
In pro or in college?
So it varies?
It varies. So like I know in high school we had like 8 pitchers per team.
I didn't know this. Why did I not know this about baseball? I swear I did not know any of this.
In college right now we have 18. We have 18 pitchers on the pitching staff.
Oh wow!
But
so
mind
out
you,
of how many people are on the field? You got 3 outfielders, and
there's 9 people on the field playing.
And there's 18 pitchers.
Yes.
Wow. So you're in an 18-way battle for the starting spot.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, because that's opposed to being a punter or really any other sport. I don't think I've ever, at least through my last 7 episodes on Inside the Huddle, I don't think I've sat here and talked to someone who's on an 18-way tryout basically every day.
So, I mean, it's not like, I mean, football's like, you know, you have first string, second string, and all that. Baseball's not really like that, because there's times we'll play 5 games a week.
Oh yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
play
yeah, okay,
5 games a
okay.
week, which means you need 5 people to start the game because they can't start. Usually you'll go Tuesday, Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday,
Hmm.
Sunday. So you need 5 people to start games.
So your arm is just cooked after one game.
Pretty much. You probably need about 3 days of rest.
Have you pitched two games in a row before college, or is your coach pretty mindful of how much your workload is?
It really just depends. I mean, if I throw like 40 pitches on a Friday,
Hmm.
I could definitely go into a Sunday and throw another 40. But
Okay.
I wouldn't be able, if I went and did 80, I wouldn't be able to throw the next weekend or until the next weekend.
So, how has being a student athlete shaped the way that you approach the classroom and the field?
As being as like a student athlete, I mean, it's definitely shown me that like I can definitely handle multiple things at
Uh
once.
huh.
Um, as being like a student, like I'm over here dealing with schoolwork,
Hmm.
multiple classes, and then mind you, I'm every day at 3 o'clock I got to go to practice. So managing all that, I think it's a big lesson for me for managing everything because when you get out of college and get out of school, you got to manage family,
Right.
job, providing for your family. Like I think it's going to set up me up for success during that
So,
time.
in your position as a student athlete, and this could be biased, I think I'm biased with my opinion as well. Do you think specifically being a student athlete in college, do you think it gives us more of a head start in being prepared for the real world?
Definitely. I honestly think it gives us a head start because we're already dealing with multiple things on our plate
Hmm.
when all these other people are going, I can go to a party. Like
Yeah.
for me, like I got to wake up at 6 or
Yeah.
8 a.m. and go to practice. I
I was
can't.
in one of my professor's class the other week. I got a Tuesday, Thursday at 8 a.m. and it's sometimes, and this person, she was complaining or whatever, and jokingly, it was kind of lighthearted, but she's like, "Oh, I'm so tired. Like, I hate these 8 a.m.s. Like, I had to get up at the crack of dawn." I'm like a third of the way. Like, my day is like a third of the way done, and it's already 8 a.m. Like, I've been up for the last 4 hours, three
Yeah.
hours. I already have a full day of practice in. And by the time 8 a.m., it's like noon for most people. That's good. I mean, so what are you studying? I mean, kind of transitioning from more the baseball questions to the student questions. What are you studying, and how do you feel like Alcorn State has prepared you in the classroom for life after baseball?
I'm studying sports management.
Oh, that's awesome.
Planning on to be like an assistant AD or an AD somewhere.
Someone told me that if you're a student athlete, you can't be a. I don't know where I was. I had a conversation with. It might have been one of the kickers or one of my specialists. He was like, I tried to be a sports management major, and they said like athletes because it's like a conflict of interest or something.
I haven't had a
I have a
problem.
class where I think we have a class, the online class. It's I have a sports marketing, I think is
Hmm.
what it is, and there's like 60 people in that
Yeah,
class. So you said you want to be an AD or
assistant AD.
assistant AD. Could you be a coach with that, or is that just kind of coming?
You could be a coach with it. I mean, I'd also have to take a teaching degree with that
Right,
because it's a little bit different. Sports management's more of like,
the business
yeah, the
side.
business side of it. So pretty much like I'm setting up plans for games and stuff,
Uh-huh.
making sure they have everything. And I think, as being at Alcorn and being a student athlete, that I've seen where everyone wants to go. This being a D1 program,
Hmm.
every every athlete in high school wants to go to D1. They all want to play at the highest level.
Especially in this part of the country.
Yeah, in the
This
South.
is the cream of the crop as far as talent. Obviously coming from Florida, I'm sure you had some dudes coming out of your graduating class.
Yeah, I have
Tell me
a
about Orlando high school football. I mean, Orlando high school baseball. Like, how does did you have a ring? You guys state championship at all?
actually, I mean, we didn't get no ring, no nothing, but I will say like it is hard. Like there's a guy named Riley Green. He plays for the Tigers.
Yeah, I know who Riley Green is.
I had to play against him in high school. And I remember we'd show up to game day and we're at home and we'll show up and there's hundreds of cameras.
Yeah.
They're interviewers, they're scouts. They're all there to watch him.
Wow.
And it's almost like, dang, like I'm really doing this and I'm
Y'all
like,
the same age too, which is kind of
yeah.
hard to wrap your mind around.
And like he's already in the big leagues now.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's also like I've seen some people there's people like Max Clark that didn't even play in college.
I was gonna say, yeah, he got drafted straight out of high school, and he's
Yeah.
doesn't he play for the Tigers too?
He's in
Orioles.
he's in the Tigers organization,
Yeah.
but he's down lower.
So how does this work with coming out of high school and maybe coming out of college? How does like because you have the Reds and the Orioles and the the MLB teams, the big programs, and then you have what you have like B list teams, the triple A
Yeah.
schools. So how does that work? Because that's also something that's not like other, like you go to NFL, like yeah, you could be part of the practice team, but you're still like in the
Technically there, yeah.
NFL. You're in the NFL. How does that work?
So baseball's really weird. Like there's low A, then there's high A, then there's double A, then there's triple A, then there's majors.
And this is you can get paid at any level.
Yes.
Wow.
But it's a little different. Like there's I know there's a team out in Daytona, the Daytona Tortugas.
Okay.
They're that's a triple A team that plays for the Reds. They're a part of the organization. Bunch of names go there and play.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, there's so many levels to it. There's some like usually the guys that come out of high school usually go to double A immediately.
So as I say, you don't just go straight to suiting up for
But I mean, there's also
the
other guys.
Giants or whoever.
Yeah, there's other guys like Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens, when he came out of LSU, he went out to he got drafted by the Pirates, and it took less than a year to get him on in the MLB team to get all the way up.
And he's what? You think he's the best pitcher in baseball right now? Because he's what, like 2 years older than us. I saw Paul playing 2 seasons ago. The play was just down in Baton Rouge, hanging out with some friends, and they were playing Auburn. And that dude was like, you could hear when the catcher, like the baseball hit the mitt, and you could hear it from like the outfield. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, this dude's slinging heat.
I mean, I don't think he's the best. I mean, there's a lot of other options, but I mean, I think he's got probably the best, ceiling.
Ooh.
Like, I think he could honestly become the best, but he's just got to get a couple years under his belt to get there.
What do you think about the longevity of baseball players? Do you see, because you see dudes in the league that are 40 and still swinging the bat?
Yeah. Longevity is a little different. Obviously,
Maybe not just for pitchers, but any position, just as a baseball player.
It really just depends on like if you get hurt. I mean, baseball is really just an injury, like not an injury sport, but it's mostly like arm injuries, things that you just don't normally see. I mean, you got NFL, they get concussions. I mean, baseball, you really don't get concussions.
Yeah.
I mean, the most you really see is you'll see someone like throw their arm out and have to get Tommy John.
Have you ever seen that in person? I see videos of it all the time. That stuff, it don't sit right with me, man. It's
seen
right there in the elbow, right? You got to get a.
Yeah, right here.
Oh.
I've seen a couple guys. I've seen one guy last year that we had on the team. He threw out his shoulder, like mid pitch, and it's just like, like.
Yeah, but it's like Russian roulette with playing any sport is.
I mean,
Just,
you go
you
out
get
there.
hurt, and then sometimes you don't come back. Sometimes you do. Sometimes some dudes come back stronger. But it's such a, especially at this level, man. It's where everyone is getting better, younger as well. Younger, quicker, faster. Like you got guys that are in 8th grade with a whole dunk package, and they're out playing high school basketball, and it's like,
Yeah, there's a guy in high school right now. I believe I think he's like 15 or something like that, and he's throwing 101.
Oh wow.
Like. You're throwing 101 as a high school.
And that's not just American. You got to think that's just American. I'm blessed in the fact that when I'm being recruited against other kids in America as football, as somebody who's being recruited, high school graduate class of 2021, I had to take a look at, okay, I'm from Kentucky, but there's 49 other states of kickers and punters that are being recruited. You have to compete against guys all across the world. Baseball is played in way more sports than football was taken, and at least seriously at that. What do you think about the competition between, the U.S. the American? Because there's Olympics for baseball, right?
They're just adding it soon. I know that.
Dang, I thought baseball.
Well,
but anyway,
they do have a World Baseball Classic.
That's what I'm saying. So if you say you took the best players that were born in America against the guys that were born in the Caribbean, the Dominican, South America, Central America, how do you think we match up, and why?
So I mean, if we're gonna talk like. If we're going to talk about younger guys and all that, I think it's almost like it's not fair competing against other people from other places because it's almost like, I know like the Dominican Republic, these guys don't have to worry about going through school, high school, no nothing, don't worry about coaches, they just train. Oh. So like there's some guys
here it's like we have to go to school.
Yeah, like you have to go to
truancy
school.
officer is going to knock down my door.
Yeah, you got to go to school, but I mean,
Okay, didn't know that.
I will say like, and also like, if you look at these other countries and all that, they're training straight like velo. Like they're trying to get their guys to just throw hard.
So someone who doesn't know what baseball is, doesn't know sports, what is velo?
Velo would just be how hard you throw the ball.
Okay.
So like
Is that short for velocity?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like pitching is like, the golden where you want to be is around 90, 92.
Okay.
And then if you're above 95, you're considered
And that's just
really
fastball, just straight down the middle. You want to throw as hard as you can. So speaking with other guys from other countries and how hard it is to have to compete, these kids can technically come over to America and become college students as international students, even though they didn't. So how does that? So say you a kid from Venezuela or a kid from I don't know Bolivia or something comes to Alcorn and he's clearly the best kid, but he didn't go to high school. He didn't go to like how does that work?
I'm pretty much. I mean, it's not much different. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just one of the guys.
So those are the guys. Those are the types of guys that they'll just send you straight to Double A. They'll just skip the whole going to school, going to
Yeah, that's what they're
you'll just
planning
keep
on.
training because I can kind of resonate with that because as a punter, most of the biggest SEC, Big 10, Big 12, ACC, most punters in America for these big time programs are all Australian,
Yeah.
and they're all like 27-year-old redshirt freshmen. And it's because in Australia, rugby's the main sport. These dudes are playing professional rugby. They switch over to kicking American footballs, and they come to America, and there's not a loophole. It's not. I mean, it's a loophole, and it's not illegal, and that's just kind of what it is. But moving on with the last couple questions, how do you feel like you fit in with the team, and how do you feel like the new culture is, especially with the new coach?
Obviously, we hit the transfer portal hard this year.
Yeah.
We went from having like a whole squad of 40 now only I think 8 returners.
Wow.
So we're now 32 more guys of, they're from different schools and all that. So I mean, I honestly think that like me being older and being here for 4 years, I had to set the example of like what we do here and all that. So I was,
awesome.
I was kind of glad that I got to set the example and pretty much show everyone around, and I was giving them most of their tours
Yeah.
and stuff. So I honestly think the team's going to look pretty good this year just because of like we get along with each other really well.
That's awesome. Team chemistry is huge. I was looking at when we were down in the computer lab before the show, and I was looking at some of the schedules. And correct me if I'm wrong. We got the first official game, SWAC game, February 13th, 14th, 15th, Grambling State, and then some of the bigger schools, February 18th, Mississippi State, and then Tuesday, April 7th, Ole Miss.
Yes.
As a senior, somebody's kind of coming down to it, and I mean, you got 2 SEC baseball games. Mississippi State being what? Didn't they win the Natty like a couple years ago?
Yeah.
What is that? As a senior, are you excited for that? Are you looking forward to that?
Definitely. I mean, I always like to play on TV.
Yeah.
Obviously, me being out of state, family gets to watch me play, can sit on their couch and watch, But also, like, it's fun to see what we would do to compete against that because if we win the SWAC championship, we're going to play against that in the finals or regionals.
Oh yeah.
So,
I forgot because it's like March Madness. If you win your conference, even if it's FCS, you move. Yeah, that's huge, bro. So you technically have a chance to go to Omaha this year.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. That's something to definitely look forward to. Well, bro, I appreciate you so much for coming on the show, man. Thanks for taking time out of the day. Dude, good luck with your season, man. Appreciate you, man. Like you said, you get your degree and everything going on with your life, bro. I hope that the season goes well. I hope you get your degree in the spring. And dude, good luck to the team, man.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Appreciate it.
It was a pleasure.
Everyone, 7th episode Inside the Huddle. Appreciate you coming on, giving me the time and space to speak a little bit about baseball here at Alcorn State University. And we'll catch it again next week.